Ja, was ist los? Wie geht's? Mein Brutus. Haha. Yeah, that's my German baby because I'm checking out a band called Monosphere out from Mainz, Germany with their second album called Sentience. Hi, I'm Matt from Diazgo. Thanks for coming on by. I do album reviews and we're doing one right now. Yeah. This band was one of the first bands to hit me up for an album review, and I'm very grateful for that. Thank you guys for hitting me up. They play a style of metalcore, deathcore, uh, black metal, all types of genres all into one, a little bit of prog metal and everything. This is their second studio album. They've been around since about 2018, 2017, I think. And yeah, they're just making the rounds. They've toured with some pretty big names in terms of like uh, Napalm Death, Humanity's Last Breath, a large variety of bands and everything. So let's get into this review. Yeah. Somber opening with some synths and chill vocals and everything. Some simple pianos are in the background to add some weight to the song. And then you get some wonky sounding guitars and some hollow drums. The drums sound really big and hollowy. And there's some like backing violins to help fill in the space in between with the song. It's a really long intro that kind of goes nowhere, I feel like. Fast and intense guitar riffs, black metal blast beats, impressive but a bit sloppy at times. Some really high and low vocals here that sound good. Then the song kind of like transitions into some like jazz like playing out of nowhere. The drums sound really off, and the transition from that jazz to that black metal they got going on here wasn't very clean. And again, the song is just really long. So I'm gonna play a little clip of Borderline Syndrome for you. That part kind of sounds okay, but the rest of the song is kind of messy. The drums have more of that black metal influence here with the blast beats and everything. The guitar riffs are really fast and really intense here, and everything has a really large sound to it. And as I listen to the song, it's really hard to categorize this song because there's so many different genres coming in and out of here, from metalcore to black metal to death metal and everything. It's all wrapped up together, and I don't know if it's done nicely or anything. The vocals midway through the song have a really nasty feel to it, and again, the song is really long and it just kind of like drags out again, but it's still a little bit better than the opening songs. Very dark and aggressive sound here, especially with how the crunchy guitars sound. The drum work sounds really good here, and the vocals are big and nasty. The guest vocalist adds a nice variety to the song, and overall, the texture and feel of the song is pretty good. These guys are all over in terms of different styles, from going from black metal to soft rock. I give them points for being kind of unpredictable. It makes everything more enjoyable at sometimes. There's some nice haunting backing vocals here on this track that sound good. You got more blast beats, but more on the like lighter approach with these blast beats. And then there's like at the end of the song, there's like some organ playing here that really like gives the song a nice sense of bleakness at the end. That's kind of cool. I really like the guitar scaling here. It helps create a nice cool atmosphere. The drums have a really punchy feel to it. Uh, I really like the guitar scaling on this song. It creates like a nice cool atmosphere, I think. And the drums have a really like punchy feel to it and everything, so it sounds really good. The clean vocals over the drums sound really epic, and the song is really long again, and it just kind of feels like not much is being said or done here, I feel like. However, though, they switch it up a little bit midway through the song with some acoustic parts and everything. And towards the back end of the song, the drums sound really good. This song has some post-hardcore sounds to it at the start of the song, but then it rolls into some like heavy chugs and hard-hitting drums, and they bring in more of those blast beats. And I gotta say, these guys love blast beats. But I will say, overall, it's kind of a bland song, and the breakdowns kind of bland as well. And before you know it, the song just kind of ends, and you're like in the next song. So it's just kind of like whatever, really. So I want to play a clip of Human Disguise for you. Yeah, nothing too interesting there, I think. At this point in the album, I'm kind of bored with the album, and it's like because the songs are all way too long and nothing really exciting is happening here. I will say the songs do sound heavy, but nothing's really popping off for me. Nothing's really like wowing me, it feels like. And again, they do like another acoustic part at the end of the song, kind of makes it feel like the songs are getting a little predictable. You have a soft yet epic interlude here with the drum sounding really good. There's some violins to add some sorrow to the song. Pianos add a hint of sadness, and this feels like a really placed interlude and everything. I like it a lot. They're bringing back more of those black metal elements here, and they're consistently good. Clean vocals are a little buried and hard to hear at times. The riffs around the 2 minute mark got some really, really sweet djenting and chuggy sound to them. Very menacing guitar work that sounds really good. Cleans, there's some clean vocals here that sound really good on top of some like black metal blast beats. Pretty interesting overall. And the bass can be really heard on the song. The sample clip with the slow drums and the deep bass create a nice sense of uncertainty that really progresses throughout this whole song. There's a lot of like sense of uneasiness here. The cold synthesizers make everything seem more uncertain. And overall, the playing here, the guys sound like they're on fire and just sound really tight here. This might be the best song on the album. So I'm gonna play a clip of Turning Test for you. It just sounds really good here. The flow of the song is really weird because it feels like the instruments are playing like two different songs at once. Like the bass is playing another song and like the drums are doing another thing. The clean vocals are weird and out of tune. It feels like everything about this song just feels off and bad in all the bad ways. Yeah. Whether you think this album is good or bad, that's up for debate because there's a lot going on with this album. And by a lot, I mean genres. You've got hard rock, death metal, black metal, jazz, soft rock, and everything. And I think that's where I appreciate Monosphere for doing that, being different, experimenting, makes things more interesting. I'm all about that. But the problem here is I think there's just too many genre clashes here. And so everything feels really disjointed and not blended and fused well. And then you got really long songs, which I think, you're trying to flesh out all these different genres. They end up just making things like really, really like hard to listen and just a chore to get through because it's not just super experimental songs that don't go well together. The tracks are really long, so it's really a struggle to get through. And I think if they picked one or two genres and really like stick with them and fine tune it, I think this band could have a lot of potential and could sound better because they just sound really incoherent a lot of the time. I will say something good things about this, the guitar riffs at certain parts of the songs, not whole songs, just here and there, they sounded really good, really crunchy, had a good energy to them, and that was really good. The bass, for the most part, when you could hear it, has a really good energy and vibe to it. It's got a really good like vibrant feel to it. The drums, I'm really split between because like they love their blast beats here, and I think they kind of overuse it a bit. So I feel like they need to pull back on that heaviness and just kind of make things flow a little bit better. And then the vocalist might be the best thing if he wasn't like drowned out in the production sometimes. His vocals, they were all right for the most part, and his cleans were good and everything. Guest vocalists sound good and everything. Production overall, that's probably another thing that's really good here. The production is pretty solid. Other than the vocals being buried, you can hear everything nicely, and they have the added synthesizers and everything and pianos and stuff, and those sounded really good. But I think the biggest problem here is too many genres going on here. As they say, there's too many chefs in the kitchen. You got to get some guys out, and you've got to really fine tune your stuff. And you're cooking your songs for way too long, so it just makes it a really tough thing to get through this album and everything. So this new album from Monosphere, I would give it a nice, light, and generous 6 out of 10. Links down below. Leave some comments. Tell me what you thought about this band. What are you thinking about this review? Check out this video I got going on here. And until next time, guys, bye.
When you're gone, I'll tell them my religion. emergency when punctures come.